I'm extremely confused and lost as usual. I'm watching the televised version of whatever New York wants me to believe. But at the same time, which again, I'm pilot trainer. So where do I stand? What do I say? What do you need me to do? How can I help? It's just how I was built. And I'm in the wrong whatever. But instead, I'm now here. My biology is being beaten by science that is coming from some unknown source. I'm thinking it's electromagnetic or static interference, something in the invisible physics realm or physiques realm. I'm standing here. It's under the advanced weaponry category. I have a white flag. I haven't planned anything, and I've looked in my planner, and it's empty. There's several of those videos. And here I'm looking as to what they're saying, and it just causes me more confusion. It says plenty, rethink your weight journey, and it says RX only. And then it uses this number with this. Now, then they go into gas, GAS. But he's going to talk about the gas station, which has a not us worker in the local New York gas station, pumping the gas, receiving the oil and gas shipment, and then whatever. I'm not getting into pricing because I really don't give a shit. I'm not driving. Then the reporter is trying to explain economy of gas and oil supply chain. And I'm sitting here watching it going, your words and the construct you're building and the visual images you portray, they don't connect. It just doesn't make sense. Here's their attempt at teaching from I don't know what platform.
Planety.com to learn more.
The fighting in Ukraine has fueled a crisis at America's gas stations.
Why? Ukraine is part of the us. What's not us is fueling the war in Ukraine, which is here, choking off my garden. I'm trying to get to the ME&U to discuss what's going on in the us garden of the north of the Americas, just so they're aware from far away that I don't know what is going on, but there's a whole lot of really confusing stuff. I don't know if our upstairs neighbor knows. I don't even know what to call them or who to reach out for. I see in the us that knows how to communicate with the me and you about the garden growth. There's names, or at least there was earlier, or symbols. Up in Canada, they pretend here in the us, in the communications project, they make it seem like nobody exists up there. Like it's just a section of the theater, but like, nobody knows.
David Pogue now on pain at the pump.
Every morning, manager George Ramos updates the prices.
Whoa, that's not us. That's not me and you. And that's not us. But yet he's in the us garden. And currently, there's no communications from the upstairs neighbor in North America. I only get one picture of a me and you and us looking representative. But there's a whole lot of not us. inside this scenario. It's confusing.
At his Harlem gas station.
What's even more confusing is they call this product GAS. Sometimes they refer to it as OIL, which I know there's an articulation there in the business office that the not us likes to confuse and take advantage of. Clearly, they've been gaining ground.
Lately, he's been using bigger numbers.
In 1 week, it went almost 90 cents.
Wait a minute. They just make up their own numbers and they just use bigger numbers? The not us? Is this the first day humans have met the not us in the me&u and the us section of Where Did Life Go Wrong? Just curious.
Have you ever had a really angry driver come yell at you guys?
Yeah. Once a day like vitamins.
Last week, average American gas prices hit a record high, $4.33 a gallon, and much higher in some places.
Who's making these prices? They're using an excuse of like war in Ukraine to make the prices inside the us go up, but it's the not us that are pumping and owning these gas stations. Hello? Am I the only one awake and alive?
And because it now costs more to transport anything, everything costs more. So why are gas prices spiking? It's gotta be Russia, right?
I don't even see that line of logic. I don't. I'm like, okay, so if we're going with a numerical statistical legend that 1 + 1 = 2, because it doesn't always, but in this area of the us, that's what they teach in New York under this whatever, the symbol 1 + 1 = 2, for just tallies on a sheet. I'm like, all right, got it. So now how does prices going up at the pump, which is 1, how does that equate out to the word Russia? I mean, human, your life depends on it. Bullet in the chamber, guns at your head. How does that logic work? Oh, right, it doesn't. Yeah, no, I got that. But why, when they sit on the couch and watch this shit, do they believe every word of it?
No, the problem with energy prices is not just Russia.
Oh my God, one voice of reality.
Jason Bordoff is the director of the Center on Global Energy Policy at Columbia University.
Oh, they're scary. I can't tell. He looks like a basketball. I don't know if he's got makeup on, if it's the lighting. I don't know if he's got a little too much not us, if he's in the us. But again, it's ratios.
And by the way, an electric bike fan. He says that it all started with the pandemic.
We shut down half the global economy to keep people at home and keep us safe. And so prices
Safe from what?
collapsed, and you had an incentive to stop drilling and lay down your rigs.
Okay, so demand for oil fell, and then the supply fell.
Demand for oil fell because hypothetically everyone was staying home around the world all at the same time. Hypothetically. I can't confirm that though.
And then, when the pandemic began to ease up,
People have more money to spend, and a lot of them are spending it on pent-up demand for travel. We haven't traveled in a while, and people really want to do that. And the
Wow, isn't that nice? The not us wants to travel. What, cause more trouble? It's been a while? Great, because there's a bunch of us that doesn't get to travel ever.
oil industry is trying to ramp production back up, but like supply chains with cars and supply chains with lots of other parts of our economy, there are bottlenecks and problems.
so the oil
Is it really? Like, does anybody fact check anything these people say?
companies were trying to gear up again. But then Russia attacked Ukraine. All over the world, countries stopped buying Russian oil.
Much
I still don't see what it has to do with all the not us in the garden that has all of the local gas stations, and we're all at their mercy. I don't know how they monopolized and got the entire monopoly of gas, this being the not us. Does the ME&U know that inside the us garden, the local New York gas guzzlers, or the ones that have the machines and the stations, like, they have a monopoly on real estate and product services, it looks like. Doesn't matter. Shell, BP, all of them are a problem because it's a whole lot of not us who has all of the product that the us and ME&U in the us rely on as far as ancestry goes. How did that happen?
Less Russian oil is getting out into the world, and therefore there's less oil in the global bathtub of oil, and that pushes prices up for that global oil price.
So, the pandemic recovery was the first whammy, and the Russia situation made it a double whammy.
This is humans trying to recover some form of logic of the lie that they live in.
Too much demand, not nearly enough supply. But we get only about 3% of our oil from Russia.
All right, so now this is supposed to put oil supply. I mean, okay, so upstairs neighbor, downstairs neighbor, no fighting here. Looks like we're good. Nothing to fight over. All right, Middle East, Africa. Oh, you guys are a little off. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a little fighting going on. I don't really see it between me and Canada. We seem to be on even keel. And then Russia's just sitting like, oh my God, on everything. And Europe's like, right now we are dependent on you for everything. Oh, right. Okay, so I see where there could be a fight over here and a fight over here if we're going with oil or gas supply. I really don't see why we can't get our stuff straight between me and Canada. Why is there so much not us inside of North America? I mean, seriously. And nobody even addresses South America. They're down here. They're just like, yeah, whatever. That's who we're warring with. Like, go back down. Like, we don't want orphans. It's a problem. We've got other stuff working on.
So why does that war affect prices here? Well, without the Russian oil, the countries that usually buy Russian oil had to find other sources. So, less oil overall, prices go up.
So now Europe wanted a different option, it looks like. They took 1 green, 0 blue. They took 3 red and 2... Right, okay, so now, it looks to me, by color coding, Europe is now rewarding the not us for causing the problem to begin with in the USA by accepting African and Middle East shipments of gas and oil. Hello, Europe. There's the USA and Canada. Why are you taking anything from Africa and Middle East when their orphans are inside the garden of USA and they're not following world policy on staying home and growing your gardens where your gardens belong? Why is this rewarding all the wrong behavior? Who's in charge of that? I'm just curious. Since I have a white flag I'm waving, it just seems confusing. It's like, okay, so they lie, steal, and cheat, and then you constantly reward them. How does that work? How do you ever keep genocide off the table for the people that actively want to participate in the correct manner, but keep getting bullied by everything that's not them? Through very special, like, multiple sector, might I add. It's just a valid question. I'm just curious. Got nobody to ask it to because I'm in a multi-generational diarrhea slide to the wrong side of the scale. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361, trying to piece together some form of intelligence that they put in. I mean, I don't know. Is this even centrally intelligent? I'm like, it's artificially intelligent, but that doesn't even work in the human logistic system. I'm like, it's human intelligence. This is what this looks like. Is someone's kid tried, humanly intelligent, to work within the constructs of what they were given, rather than saying, let me fix the system. The system's broken. Let's recognize that. Let me fix the system. Someone's kid was just like, no, I got my construct over here. I mean, I'll just move things around. We'll just